I've done now tens of Helltides, so now it is time to share all my knowledge and findings with you. We will discuss what are Helltides, where are they to be found, why you should not skip them, and the most important thing, I'll give you the optimal tactics and strategies how to board the Helltides to maximize your profit. Grab a drink, sit down, grab your notepad, a pencil or a pen, and let's go. Helltides are one of the Diablo 4 current end activities. To be able to see Helltides and participate in them, you should be at least in all tier 3. It's an activity that spawns in all tier 3 and 4. Helltides are timed and they occur every 1 hour and 15 minutes, I believe. And when they do occur, you'll see it on your world map. It's very easy to see because two adjacent zones, two neighbor zones become red, and you have this icon here of a Helltide. And when you hover it, you can see that it's Helltide and you see the time remaining. Every Helltide lasts exactly 1 hour. And during this hour, in these zones, monsters will be usually 2 levels higher than you. And also you'll get like different density, you'll get hordes of mobs spawning in random locations, you'll get meteors falling from the sky that you have to dodge, that will damage you quite a lot and will give you also poison damage. A most important thing, you will get 3 resources that you usually can't get anywhere else in the world. So you can get in Helltide zones, you can get Forgotten Souls, you can get Fiend Roses. And Fiend Roses, yes, there is a very small mediocre chance that you can get them from Silent Chest as well, outside of the Helltide, but it's so low chance and low drop rate that it's the go-to is Helltide. And the third resource that you will get here when killing mobs, it will be the cinders. And you can see in the footage behind that we have out there a counter for the cinders and also a timer that keeps us aware how much time do we have left to gather more cinders and also to spend them. And cinders you can spend only and only on opening Helltide chests. And there are simple chests that will cost 75 cinders, and they usually have armor gear like chest plate, pants, gloves, boots, helms, and rings. And each chest will be marked on the map, on the world map, and will cost 75 cinders. And you'll know exactly which chest has what, because it says in the title when you hover over, but also it has a floating icon of a piece of a gear you are getting from it. Then there are more complex chests, more expensive ones. And this will be 125 chests, which will contain amulets or one-handed weapons. And then you have 150 chests that will contain two-handed weapons. They're called chest of heavy weaponry. And then you have grandfather of all chests. Those will be mysterious chests, mysterious gift chests. The most expensive one that costs 175, but they are most valuable ones because they will drop a lot of materials and also legendaries. They can drop, I think, from 1 up to 5 legendaries, and also of course Helltides can drop uniques as well, and it's a great place to farm those top 6 most rare uniques if you are at least level 83 when you start when you go into the Helltide. And before we get in more details about these huge mysterious chests, let's talk about cinders and how to farm them. To farm them, basically you run in open world, you search for density. Whenever you see density, you unmount and you just kill mobs. As long as you kill mobs within the Helltide, they will drop cinders, and of course the more density you get, the more cinders you get as well. But also a great place is to farm the world events. So basically whenever you are roaming and through the world and you see an event, the red circle, try join it and do it, because first of all you'll get a lot of density of the mobs there, so you'll get cinders, and also in the end you'll get the chest, and from the chest you also get 5 cinders besides other goodies, and also you get a lot of obols, of course. So you complete the event, take the cinders and go forward. And one very important thing during the Helltides, you don't wanna die. Be very aware of the surroundings and try not to die at all. Why? Because it's a big penalty for death. Actually in Helltide it matters if you die, because on every death you will lose half of your accumulated cinders, which is very taxing, especially if you have already 175 cinders and you are walking around searching for the mysterious chest and then you die. It's very, very annoying, it's very, very sad, frustrating, so try to avoid at all costs those situations. And once you're alive and you have those 175 or you have 75 and you're ready to open a chest, search for the chest, open the chest and start grinding again. And now the strategy and optimal tactics. I farmed a lot of Helltides, as I mentioned, and at the start you tend to do like all the chests or most of the chests. And also it's a great way to target farming gear, because you can, like, if you need gloves, you can open only glove chests. If you need rings, you can open only ring chests and so on. But with time, I realized, like, based on loot I got and based on the rewards and time invested, I realized that the optimal strategy for Helltides is to get mysterious chests. Get in, get the mysterious chests, and get out. Even if a Helltide is still going on, you can easily in that time do nightmare dungeons, for example, and you will get more value from your time invested. Of course, feel free to go, like, to continue the Helltide and get the other chests, but for me, I think it's not worth it. In the end game, you want only those big fat chests. And let's talk more about them. Those chests, they spawn one per zone, so as I mentioned, the Helltide will have 2 neighbor zones. Each zone will have 1 chest, usually. There is an exception, which I'll cover towards the end, but let's talk about the common ground, like 95% of the time, or 99%, I don't know how often the exception occurs. But usually it's 2 chests, 1 per zone. Also, to keep in mind, there is a reset time of the chests, so the chest's location will reset at a certain time, and that time is every sharp hour. So regardless when the Helltide started, every sharp hour, like 5 sharp, 4 sharp, 8 sharp, the chests will reset. So if you have a Helltide that contains that hour, that started, say, at 5:30, so in the middle of a Helltide at 6, the mysterious chests will reset. And thus, if we are efficient enough, and if the Helltide started at the correct time, we can get 4 mysterious chests per Helltide. Not 2, but 4, because we can farm first 2, we wait for the chest reset, and we farm the last 2. And that, of course, implies the importance of a Helltide when it spawns. Because you can easily figure out that if a Helltide spawns exactly at sharp hour, then that tide will have only 2 chests. Those have the least value for you in regards of chest numbers, because you get only 2, but on the other hand, they have a shorter one, so you can invest like up to 20 minutes, you grab the chests, and you are free to do any other activity and disregard that Helltide. So it doesn't take 1 hour of your time. And the best Helltides, of course, are the ones that occur as close as possible after the sharp hour and until the half past. Because for those, you will have half an hour or more time to farm the first 2 chests until the reset, which is very important, because for the ones after reset, you'll be ready already. You'll have plenty of cinders already farmed and just waiting for the reset, you'll go and you open them. It's the most struggle is to farm first 2 before the reset, because if a Helltide spawns after the half an hour, say it's at 45 minutes, then that's a struggle, because the chests are resetting in 15 minutes after the start of Helltide, and you have 15 minutes to farm 350 cinders, and that's almost impossible. Even if it's possible, it's very marginal, so in that case, the one for 45s, you can settle for 1 chest before reset and the 2 chests after reset, so it will be 3 chests. That way you can see again why those Helltides that spawn after the sharp hour and before the half hour past, including the half hour past, are the best. Those are the less stressful ones, and you have plenty of time to farm the cinders and to farm all 4 chests. About the exception, there is an exception once in a while. It happens to me thrice already. It's very rare phenomena, but sometimes the zones will spawn 3 mystery chests. And after reset another 3, so it can be up to 6 chests. And it's a little bit challenging to be in time to get all those cinders to open all 6, but they are there. And another thing about the chests will be usually marked on your open map. So as you can see here, the normal ones, the 75 ones, they will be marked on the open world map with white chest. And when you hover over, you can see which one is what. Reward wise, you can see it's protection, jewelry, whatever. But these are the normal chests only, like the 75 chests. Bear in mind that the more expensive chests are not shown on the map. However, they will be shown on your minimap here up whenever you approach that zone. And that's an additional layer of mystery, so you have like a quest to find those. If you are purist of a game and you want to find you by yourself, of course, feel free to do it. With time, you also learn the specific locations where the mystery chest will spawn. So for example, in this map, I know exactly that one possible spawn is here. And then another one is here for the mystery chest. So I know exactly where to look for. And the more you do them, the more you memorize the spots. But also there is a third-party site that tells you exactly where are the chests. So if you don't mind and you want to use it, feel free to go to helltides.com. I will put a link in the video description as well. And if you go there, you can see exactly when the Helltide is active. It will tell you when the next Helltide is active so that you can plan your actions, and maybe you want to log in the game and go to do it. So if you don't mind using it, you can see exactly where the mystery chests are. So they are the one like marked with green, and you can go exactly in those locations, they will be there. And regarding the strategy and tactics, as I told you, with time I learned that the best strategy for me is to take only the mysterious chests and leave the Helltide. So if it's a sharp hour or it's a 45, I will take 2 or 3 chests. If it's a better one, I will take all 4 chests. If the exceptions, I will take even more. I'll take the mysterious chests, farm them out, and just leave the Helltide, even if it's still ongoing. That's it for me. Keep in mind that cinders do not transfer from one Helltide to another, so you have to spend all your cinders in the exact Helltide before the timer expires. Once it expires, you lose your cinders. And as I mentioned, the open world events, one of my strategies, what I like, is to form a kind of triangle. This is not my favorite zone, but still, even here you can see the spots where world events will spawn. And you can easily form a triangle. You can see the triangle. So then what you can do, you can run from one to another. Like you check one, see if it's active or it's spawning the event. If it's not, it was just finished and it's not there yet, you go to the next one. On the road to the next one, you kill mobs, of course. When you see like big packs, you see good density, you unmount and kill them. So you'll do some cinders on the way, and then you go to next one. And if it's active, you do it. Once you finished it, you go to the next one, and so on. So basically you travel in this triangle over and over again, most of the time, until you do one, like until you do 2 of them, the first one would be respawned already. So make sure before you start the Helltide, very important, when your Helltide is not active yet, you can see exactly when it starts. So if you prepare for it, take 5 minutes before it and empty your inventory and empty your obols. Go and gamble for all the obols you have so that you can stay in the Helltide as much as possible without having to go back to town and spend them whenever you are capped. And a small detail that I just remember, whenever you are traveling from a point to another, whenever on your road you see some objects or souls that will have a red glowing aura around it, like a bloody aura, always interact with them, because those will contain cinders. It will drop like, I think, around 5 cinders from those ones in one click, which is very valuable. Make sure not to skip them. So to summarize, you have to prepare for the Helltide. You know down when the Helltide starts. Before going into Helltide, you empty your inventory and your obols, you gamble everything. When you go into Helltide, you look at the hour, you note how much time do you have until first reset. So your target is to get 350 cinders before sharp hour, if it's possible. You want to open the mysterious chest before sharp hour, the first 2 mysterious chests. Grab your loot, you continue farming, next 350 shards. Whenever the chest reset, after sharp hour, you spend those and open the next 2 chests. As simple as it gets. Once you get your mysterious chests, just get out of there and do nightmare dungeons or do other activities. It's basically almost not worth it opening other chests. from my experience, I can tell you, some of those will not even drop a legendary, which is very, very frustrating when you exchange with cinders and you get only yellow items. So only mysterious chests, they can drop up to 5 legendaries, also uniques. Stick to it because I found that most efficient time investment. And now you know what Helltides are and how to farm them efficiently. But before you go and farm them, I would suggest you this video where we speak about renown systems and how to farm those efficiently. So if you didn't farm your renown entirely yet, that's exactly what you need. Trust me. Happy hunting, guys. See you next video. Cheers.